Welcome to JMR Talks. Today we will discuss about need hierarchy theory and need to have a comprehensive compensation protocol package. What is motivation? Motivation in general refers to why a person does something. In fact, in HR, we keep using inspiration and motivation interchangeably. But I always tell my students that there's a subtle difference between inspiration and what called motivation. Inspiration is what called external, something provided by the leader or manager, to their associates, whereas motivation is what called internal, something that comes out, from within as such. What is so special about what called motivation? Motivation is the driving force behind actions of what called anyone. When the employee feels what called motivated, maybe because of the strong and vibrant work environment in the office, the manager being accessible, affordable, etc. It builds what called confidence. And when majority of the employees feel what called motivated, it improves what called work performance, reduces what called absenteeism, reduces what called turnover, etc., etc. It was Abraham Maslow who has come up with what called hierarchical needs theory. According to Maslow, motivation is a person's attempt at fulfilling certain needs, and he classified those needs into what are called five: physiological, safety, social, esteem, and what are called self-actualization. When we talk about physiological, it's basically food, cloth, shelter, and safety, mainly what are called safety, what are called security of the job, and social belongingness, friends, etc. Esteem, prestige, feeling of what are called accomplishment, and self-actualization when someone feels that he has reached what are called the full potential. According to Maslow, these five what are called needs, they create internal pressures in the person, thereby influencing what are called person's behavior. Now the significance of this is that managers, they are interested in the getting best out of what are called their associates, their people. So for that they need to what are called decipher what are called their behavior. They need to get some what are called key insights into what are called how they are going to what are called behave. So when they understand at which level what are called they are operating, the which level of the needs, accordingly when they try to what are called fulfill them, the employee feels motivated and what are called gives his best. Let's have a brief outlook for each one of them. Physiological: food, clothing, shelter, or in Hindi we say roti, kapda, or makan. So what does that manager could do? Manager could provide what are called reasonable working conditions, reasonable work hours, provide him what are called breaks in between to recuperate, bathroom, etc., etc. Then comes what are called safety. When we say safety, we refer to what are called sense of security and what are called well-being. The safe working conditions, assured of salary, monthly salary, job security. The third comes what are called social needs, a sense of belongingness and acceptance. Like when we look at the Gallup's 12 employment questions, engagement questions, we find that do I have a friend, what are called at the workplace, etc. So what does that manager could do? What are called to fulfill the social needs of employees, provide them a cooperative what are called teamwork, be accessible to the employee, to get their problems resolved, etc. Esteem means self-esteem and what are called respect. Two powerful tools I keep telling my students in the hands of the managers is recognition and reward. Recognize the what are called good performance and what are called reward them. And managers could even think of giving additional responsibility to fulfill their esteem needs. Then the last comes self-actualization. What is self-actualization? Providing an opportunity to the employee to reach his full potential. So how a manager could help him to reach his full potential? Provide him a challenging work. Involve them in decision making. In fact, I keep telling my would-be managers that you involve, inform, inspire with your transparent and objective leadership, so that they keep perspiring. In addition, the manager could think of offering flexibility, autonomy in their jobs. Now we have seen Daniel Pink in his great book The Drive. He mentions three principal motivational elements as was called autonomy, mastery, and what called purpose. Now look at the what called change scenario. We are hearing about great resignation, fight quitting, and all that. So while reflecting on this, I happened to see a LinkedIn post of Praveen Ponuru. In his LinkedIn post, he nicely explains that how Maslow wanted different ways and different levels to compensate the employees as per their operations at which level of needs, so that what I call they get what I call motivated and give their best. In other words, Maslow was batting for a comprehensive compensation what I call package to meet the employees' needs at different levels. Now, how to go about? One, when we are talking about what I call physiological or what I call survival, the managers what I call should focus on taking care of their basic needs. When it comes to what I call safety and security, we should create a feeling among our employees that company has a future, and every employee has a future in what I call company's future. That means trying to align the personal aspirations with that of the what I call company's aspirations. In other words, ensuring buy-in for the vision of the what I call the company as such. Now, secondly, what they can do is that create the workplace to make them feel that it is safe for them to what I call work. Like for instance, nowadays we are talking about psychological safety. Third, belonging. If a young person doesn't get any kind of feedback, or doesn't get any kind of appreciation, do you think he'll continue to work? Definitely not. So keep continuously feedback. Nowadays we are talking about constructive feedback, periodical feedback system, and appreciate them for the good work done. That inculcates a sense of belongingness in them. Next, value. Promoting the people for the good work they done, and create a feeling that they matter and they value. Today, employees are looking for what is in it for me. Am I part of what we call big picture? When a janitor tells a visiting what we call TV crew team in a hospital that he is the one who saves 150 lives per day, the fact that he is a janitor standing what we call outside what we call intensive care unit, that means the management of hospital succeeded in inculcating what I call in the minds of the janitor that his efforts to maintain hygiene conditions in the intensive care unit what I call matter a lot. So how we feel them that they are matter, they are part of what I call big picture. Next, fulfillment. Provide every opportunity to reach their full potential. Let them not having a feeling of that they are not satisfied, something is what I call yet to be fulfilled, or some kind of that. In conclusion, I could say that we heard about what I call money alone matters, money doesn't matter, money what I call does matter. In fact, a couple of years back, when a survey was done in Bangalore, that among the top 10, the money is a motivating factor. Was what I call take at what I call 8 and all that. Though people are talking about work-life integration, career growth, mental health, etc. But still, we all agree that money does matter. Now, when I'm talking about a comprehensive what I call compensation what I call strategy, connecting with what I call at the level of needs at which employees are what I call operating, I am reminded of Gunnar Myrdal's Nobel laureate about his concept of vicious circle of poverty, wherein he says a country is poor because it is poor. A man is poor because he is poor. Why a man is poor? Because he is poor. Because when he is poor, his level of income is low. When a level of income is low, he cannot afford to have what we call good food. When he cannot have afford to what we call have good food, his ability to work will be less. When his ability to work is less, his what we call ability to work will be less. The vicious circle is complete. So managers in particular and the leadership in general, if they can conceptualize and execute and implement a comprehensive what I call compensation strategy fully aligned with the what you call level at which what you call they are operating in terms of the needs, I'm sure employees will feel what you call happy, satisfied, and they give their best. Needless to say, we are in a situation where all the resources are either available, accessible, or affordable. So the only one resource which is capable of providing a cutting edge to the company is what we call people. Let's do all that we could to make them feel they matter, they're valued, and they're what we call cared for. Thank you.